Most teams buy a batch of AI licenses, run 2 or 3 pilots, and then start talking like the company transformed. It didn't. In most cases, the business is still doing the same work, in the same order, with the same approvals, the same meetings, and the same bottlenecks, just with a smarter tool sitting on top. That mix-up is expensive because busy can look like progress. You see logins, prompts, demos, and quick wins, but the workflow doesn't really move. Weekly usage drops, and people start rolling their eyes because the pressure goes up while the payoff stays small. That's where resistance to change gets worse. In this video, I'm going to give you a simple way to tell whether your company is doing AI adoption or actual digital transformation, and more important, what managers should push next before another pilot turns into shelfware. Let's begin with what AI adoption is, what digital transformation is, and why leaders keep confusing them. AI adoption means you rolled out a tool. People got access, maybe took a training session, maybe tested a few prompts, and maybe found a few local productivity gains. A team drafts emails faster. Analysts summarize documents faster. HR writes first-pass policy text faster. That's adoption. It's real, and it can help, but it usually sits inside the old system. Digital transformation is different because the work itself changes, the process changes, roles change, data moves differently. Decision rights shift. The operating model changes, which is just a practical way of saying the business now runs in a new way, not just with a new tool. A simple analogy helps. Giving someone an iPhone and then only using it as a flashlight misses the point of the device. The real change happens when it starts changing how you bank, shop, message, travel, and work. AI works the same way. If your company uses it like a flashlight, that's adoption. If it changes how work flows across teams, that's transformation. And this is where leaders get stuck, because they treat AI like a normal software rollout. They assume IT can train people, hand out licenses, maybe retire one old system, and the change will take care of itself. But AI isn't replacing one clean, obvious thing in most jobs. It's broad. It can support writing, analysis, planning, search, coding, service, reporting, and decision support all at once. Because the replacement target is fuzzy, people default to old habits. You've probably seen this yourself. Someone uses AI to draft a better document, then sends it into the same slow approval chain. A manager gets a faster summary, then still waits for the same weekly meeting before any decision happens. The task sped up, but the system didn't. That's why change management matters so much here. Resistance to change isn't just stubborn behavior. People want certainty about what changes and what doesn't. They want to know their expertise still counts, that they still have some control, that the process is fair, and that they won't get pushed into the outgroup for not moving fast enough. When those questions stay unanswered, people protect themselves by sticking to familiar routines. A few anti-patterns show up again and again. One is license and hope. Buy the tool and assume usage will follow. Another is lighthouse case envy, where leaders point to Walmart or another big brand and expect teams to copy it without redesigning local work. Then you get use case theater, lots of demos, little operational change. Or the AI champion problem, where one enthusiastic person carries the whole effort with no system support. And sometimes the vendor drives the change while internal ownership stays weak, which almost always ends badly. This is why adoption can look active and still fail. Activation rates look fine, but weekly use stays low. People prompt a lot, but steps don't disappear. Drafting speeds up, but approvals still choke the process. Teams save time, yet company results barely move. If the old meetings, old KPIs, old approvals, and old ownership still run the work, that's adoption, not transformation. So what can effective change management do for you once you see that gap? Use a simple test. Ask 5 questions about any AI project on your team. Did it change the task, the process, the role, the metric, and the customer result? If the answer is only the task, you probably improved local efficiency, but you did not change the way the business runs. That matters, because managers often report progress too early and then wonder why the numbers upstream and downstream barely move. Take usage first. Are people active every week, or did they log in twice after training and stop? Habit matters more than launch day excitement. Then look at workflow. Did any steps disappear, or did the same steps just happen faster? After that, check decision-making. Did authority shift? Did handoffs shrink? Did anyone stop waiting for a meeting that used to hold everything up? Then check data. Is the tool getting the right context at the right moment? Or are people copying and pasting around broken systems? Last, check outcomes. Did cycle time drop? Did quality improve? Did risk fall? Did customer experience move? That split between adoption metrics and impact metrics is where many teams get lost. Adoption metrics tell you if people touched the tool. Think activation, weekly active use, depth of use, and coverage across roles. Impact metrics tell you if the business changed. Think hours saved, faster cycle time, fewer errors, better compliance, more throughput, or higher customer satisfaction. You need both. High activity with flat outcomes means the work design is wrong, not that the tool is weak. One role helps a lot here, and most companies don't name it clearly. You need a translator, not a technical evangelist, and not just a project manager. A translator understands how the work really happens and what the AI can actually do. That person stops the demo from floating above reality. They can sit with finance and say, this summary tool is fine, but the real delay is still the handoff before sign-off. They can sit with customer service and say, this assistant helps agents reply faster, but the escalation rule still pushes half the cases into the same queue. Leadership still sets the pace. If senior leaders don't use AI themselves, employees treat it like an optional extra for curious people. Encouragement helps at the start, but some work needs a firmer shift. The new process has to say, this review starts with AI analysis. This meeting uses AI prep. This report includes AI-supported draft work. And this role now owns verification instead of first-pass creation. That's what effective change management looks like in practice. It changes what good work looks like now. You also need to lower resistance to change in a very human way. Protect status by making it clear that expertise still matters, because people judge, edit, and decide. Build certainty by naming what will change this quarter and what will not. Give some autonomy by letting teams redesign parts of their local workflow. Keep relatedness by avoiding a hero versus laggard story. Hold fairness by explaining how workload, evaluation, and opportunity will shift, because people watch that closely. So what can effective change management do for you over the next 90 days? In the first 30, map one workflow and spot where AI only speeds up old work. In the next 30, remove one handoff, rewrite one role expectation, and add one adoption metric plus one impact metric. In the final 30, scale one use case that proved value and shut down one pilot that didn't. If your company is adding AI on top of broken work, the tool won't fix the system. So the line is simple. AI adoption changes tools. Digital transformation changes the way the business runs. This week, pick one AI project and audit it against 5 things: workflow, role, data, metric, and outcome. If you find old approvals still sitting there, no weekly usage habit, or no business metric tied to the rollout, you found the real problem. Managers who catch this early can stop fake progress before it spreads and move the conversation back to operating change. Find this helpful? Hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments below.